Pricing like a pro. The 5 proven ingredients you aren't using to sell your cakes for the price they're worth. Everything you've been told about how to price and sell your cakes is a lie. What you've been focusing on with pricing and selling is completely wrong, but it's not your fault. What if I told you that the price you're charging for your cakes is too low and your potential customer doesn't even care about price? It would rock your world. I know. You need help with pricing and selling. That's why you're sitting or standing there watching this video. You've struggled with pricing, even cringing at hitting send on emails with cake price quotes. You hesitate to say a number out loud to a customer, wondering if they'll start the nickel and diming thing with every last detail. You're here because you're tired of having a great conversation with a potential customer and then never hearing from them again once you give them a price. You're here because it eats away at you. Each time you price a cake, worry about whether or not a customer will want to pay for it, knowing all the while you still didn't charge as much as you should have or wanted to. Eventually, you'll realize that not fixing this pricing and selling issue will shut down your business. Rule number 1 of business, if you can't sell, you will lose it. And if you can't sell at the right prices, you're still going to lose it. But more importantly, you'll lose your passion and love for caking and waste that talent and skill you have for it. Maybe you're like many cakers I've talked to whose personal relationships are suffering because they can't figure out how to make caking worth their time. That doesn't have to happen. Imagine having a cake business that thrives in a sea of white noise cake makers. Imagine not having to compete against the grocery stores. Imagine weeding out the champagne taste, beer budget customers before they even contact you. Imagine making fewer cakes, earning more money, and having a life of your own. I wonder if you're realizing how life-changing just learning to price and sell successfully can be for you and your business. By now you're wondering if I'm going to share some juicy secrets or ingredients to pricing and selling to help you start changing your strategies today. Yep, get on your business apron and get your money-making spatula out because you have a new recipe for success coming your way. Let me give you a quick overview of my recipe. Number 1, how to attract the right clients and weed out the time-wasting champagne taste beer budget ones. Number 2, brains! Nope, not the zombie apocalypse way. But the science of buying and how to tell stories in your marketing and why that's more important than talking to your customers about your premium ingredients and your attention to detail. And we'll get into that in just a moment. Number 3, the pricing formula that will save your sanity and make creating a quote easy and keep you from worrying about the local cakers' prices. Number 4, effective communication so your customers hear what they need to hear. Not what you want to tell them, because none of this is actually about you or your product. Number 5, closing the sale so they become lifelong customers and bring their happy to pay you friends back with them. Not things you've been taught before, right? Yeah. The cake community has been led astray in how to price and sell their cakes and what the most important things are if you want to be successful. So let's get you up to speed. Yeah? All right, so let's do a little bit of teaching here. Number 1, attracting the right clients. You know, the ones who don't haggle and won't compare you to every other caker out there. It begins with the experience you create. Any place your customer can find you, website, Facebook, Messenger, text, phone, email, everywhere. You create it in all of these spaces. You have to be in control of your presence and how you present yourself to your potential client and the world. Then you'll be in control of who contacts you. Number 2, how the customer's brain works. There's this hero and guide thing that's going on, and it comes within storytelling. But first you have to understand that you don't matter to them. They matter to them. They're the hero of their story, of their day, of the event, of this potential transaction, not you. You're not saving them or bestowing them a grand product. You're the guide to them becoming the hero they want to be at the end of their story that involves getting the best cake they can. This requires simple storytelling techniques that most successful sellers and marketers use, but 95% of the selling world does not, which is why they compete to be better rather than stand out because they're different. Our brains are calorie-saving survivalists. Stop giving your people too much high-level info, your ingredients, time, expertise. It shuts off their brain. Only we care about that as a matter of product quality and value. Nearly all cakers I talk to differentiate themselves with, I use high-quality ingredients and the time and attention to detail I put into it. So everyone is different for the same reasons, which becomes white noise to a customer. This isn't differentiating. This is trying to be better based on what you are proud of compared to those who are not your competition. Your competition is actually doing exactly what you are and believes about their product exactly what you do. Stop trying to be better. You need to be different. There's much more to understanding how to sell to the brain, but way too much to go into here in a short time. Number 3, how to price your cakes to earn what you're worth. The exciting part. Now we're going to be talking about the buyer's brain, the left, the right, the rational, and the emotional. Because where it all starts is in your potential customer's brain. People buy from their subconscious, not their rational brain. The rational brain is responsible for analysis, thought, reasoning, but buying decisions are made on the other side of the brain, the part responsible for emotions. Appeal to their aspirations and emotions. Stop speaking to their rational mind. Speak to their subconscious mind. This makes it much easier if you're not really into talking to the person in front of you, but talking beyond them to a part of the brain they aren't even aware of. Kind of cool. You need to understand your worth and how to price a cake. So the things you must account for are materials, ingredients, time, tools, overhead like electricity, driving to the store. All of these things need to be accounted for, as well as your hourly wage and a profit. There's models you can use to price, and there's lots, and I can't get into all of them right now, because a lot of them don't matter. But the method I suggest from both selling cakes, as well as my time studying restaurant finance, is a mix of flat fee and all cost plus. 2 reasons to mix these two: saving your own sanity and making sure you're getting paid for both your materials and overhead, as well as your time and profit. Easier pricing, you take home a paycheck, and your business begins to grow a nest egg. Again, too little time to actually get into how each pricing model works and how they blend together. We can do that at a later time. One question I get all the time is, how do you account for not knowing how many hours you spend doing things and charge for your time? Well, you're going to get professional and you're going to start tracking your time. And be aware, it's the only way to improve your time and therefore improve your take-home pay for your hours worked. Let's do a quick exercise. If you approximate that a cake, as a beginner, will take you 6 hours and you've hired yourself at an hourly wage of $11 an hour, you'll have a paycheck of $66. If you take longer than that because you aren't organized and focused, then you may work 10 hours, but still only make $66, which turns into $6.60 per hour. But as you get better in speed and execution, you may up your hourly wage to, say, $15 an hour, which makes this cake and your time worth $90. But perhaps you only worked 4 hours on that cake because you've gotten better. That's $22.50 for every hour worked. Nice bump in pay. Ultimately, the reason you want to pay attention to how much time things take you is because you're a professional cake maker and you're running a business like any other business. Becoming more efficient is your job, and it will pay you back every cake order in both your free time and the money you make to take home. Let's talk a little bit about why other cakers' prices only matter a little bit when you're pricing your cakes. This is called competitive pricing, and it's not only inaccurate, but it can put you out of business. You don't know the numbers behind the scenes of your competition, and you don't know if they're breaking even, profiting, or losing money, which is what many cakers are in fact doing. If pricing to lose money is important to you simply so that you get the order, you're not running a business. You're running a poor hobby that functions like a charity, and eventually you'll be out of business. Now that we're done with pricing, confident and leading words and why it matters. So you need to use confident language with your potential clients because you are the person most confident in your work. And if you don't come across as confident for your cakes and what you can do for your customer, how are they going to be confident in what you can do for them, becoming the hero on their special day? There's some certain things you can tweak in your communication and pay attention to, like presuppositions and leading, but that's a little bit more in depth than we're going to go here. But just know that how to confidently quote a cake and get a confident and happy yes from your new client is a mini course in itself. But it's an important skill so that you can charge prices that you deserve, especially when you're unsure and not confident in stating numbers to your clients. Let's talk just real quick about why you should stay away from educating the customer. Also know that educating your customer is a breath waster. It does nothing to close your sale. If you get to that point, you've already lost them. Educating them happens much earlier in the process, and it's not at all what you think it should be. If you think educating them on the cost involved or how different you are due to your ingredients and attention to details is a necessary thing, so does every other caker. You're going to be white noise, and they don't care about it in the first place. You have to be different, not better. I can help you with understanding and implementing all of these things easily. But we're going to move on to our fifth ingredient, closing the sale. You need to prepare your brain and create yourself a closing habit, a method, a process that you go through every single time. You're going to want to have a process to your tasting, to your emails, to how you state things to your customers, including your price. And then you're going to want to carry them through to the end. And part of the selling process is continuing to sell to them after their event is over. You want to do follow-up care. You want to stay connected to them. You want to make sure that their experience was over the top and that you were the guide they needed to be the incredible, consummate hero on their day. Part of closing the sale is asking to get customer testimonials, asking for some images, asking to be able to share their beautiful cake and their wonderful event with the world. And this will lead you right back to number one. Finishing out the experience this way for the customer is to ensure that they rave about you and bring more of the right people your way. I wonder if you realize just how powerful these techniques I just listed are and how they can transform your business. Well, there's more. I can't dive in nearly as deep as I want to in this single video. So I have a special offer, a one-time only offer for you. I'm opening enrollment in my Screw Cake Pricing Deep Dive course for a limited time. And here's why that matters to you. You're watching this video at just the right moment, because since I'm just rolling it out, the cost to join me will be lower than it will ever be again. Let me tell you what you'll get in the course. You'll get 5 webinar lessons over 5 weeks, where we'll go deep into each of the ingredients we've just talked about. We'll have a Q&A forum after the lessons for you to ask and get answers to all of your questions about your specific situation. There'll be additional mini lessons added to each webinar to dive deeper into your questions and to be certain that you've gotten everything you need from the topic that week. You actually get to help craft the finishing touches on this course by telling me what it is you need. The course is mostly finished, but I'll be finishing it live and shaping it around you and what you want to hear. You'll get access to our exclusive Screw Cake Pricing Facebook Hangout for continued support in your journey to transform your pricing and selling. We'll get a bonus group Q&A live call to talk one-on-one and get your strategy questions answered and action plans in place. Another bonus, you'll be getting the Cake Brain mini course. This is where we dive into you and help you get rid of the mental blocks that cakers don't even realize are hanging out in their heads. Second bonus, you'll get an automatic upgrade to version 2 of Screw Cake Pricing when it opens. As all of my courses do, they grow, they evolve, and they get better and better at serving you and your needs. So version 2 will be my gift to you. So now you're screaming, "Shut up, Kara, and let me enroll." Yes! And you want to know how much it costs. Well, this is the best time because it's only $197. This is the beta version, and for helping me finalize all the tiny little details, that's my thank you to you. The next time I open the course, it will cost more. You might also be thinking that it's still expensive for a course that isn't 100% ready. But here's why it's not. You could earn that back in 1 month or less by using these techniques. And I'm sure you realize that getting learning custom tailored to you is better than 100% out of the box, set, and unchangeable, right? That's the opportunity you have here. It's almost like having a consultant working right with you. Of course, you can try to do it yourself and learn as you go, testing and trying things out to see what works. But why? You'll spend far more time and money than you will with this course. Eventually, serious cake business owners realize they need the next level in selling and marketing skills, so they never have to worry about other local cakers again. And that it makes more sense to invest in direct answers instead of wasting time and money testing. I could tell you that this course is revolutionary and an approach to secret sales techniques that no one else in the cake world is teaching, and that's why there's still so much confusion. But I won't. I'll let you discover it for yourself. And since I have a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk to you. So, do you want to keep wrestling to win cake orders from other local cake bakers who are just like you? Or do you want to start easily selling cakes for what you deserve? Click the button below and join my tribe of revolutionary, rule-breaking, successful cakers at Pro Cake University and enroll in my Screw Cake Pricing course now. We're starting soon, and I can't wait to see you inside.